Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Andrew Destin alongside Chris Lemmo, and we're here to bring you this week's sports update. Sunday's Super Bowl saw the Kansas City Chiefs earn their first Super Bowl victory in 50 years by defeating the San Francisco 49ers 31-20 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Despite the 49ers carrying a 20-10 lead into the fourth quarter, Super Bowl MVP Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs to 21 unanswered points in the final 6 minutes and 13 seconds of the game. The Chiefs needed all 104 rushing yards from Damian Williams to keep them in striking distance. Williams' first score came from 5 yards out late in the fourth quarter, which gave the Chiefs their first lead since the second. Williams later ran for a 38-yard touchdown with 1:12 remaining to put the game on ice for the NFL's champions in the league's 100th season.
Penn State hockey's recent struggles in conference play continue, as its lead in the Big Ten standings vanished over the weekend. The then 8th-ranked Nittany Lions hosted the unranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish in a rematch of last year's Big Ten championship. In Game 1, the Nittany Lions only managed to get one goal by Pavlichev in the first period, despite dominating play in the first period. Sam Sternschein continues his breakout season with the goal in the second to put the Lions ahead, but this was quickly answered by the Fighting Irish. The back-and-forth play extended into the third, with the Lions holding a 3-2 advantage thanks to Tyler Gratton. The Lions looked as if they were in line for a big win until the Irish knotted the game at 3 with under 2 minutes remaining. Notre Dame's Cale Morris saved all 7 shootout attempts as Notre Dame went on to win in dramatic fashion. On Saturday, in front of a record crowd for the White Rush game, the Nittany Lions offense was once again stymied by Cale Morris and a strong Notre Dame defense. Penn State overcame a 2-0 deficit with goals by Alex Limoges in the second and Nikita Pavlichev in the third. The Irish scored with 5 minutes remaining to retake the lead and went on to win 4-2. Despite the series defeat, Penn State is currently ranked 9th in the U.S. College Hockey Online poll, only one spot down from last week. However, the team squandered a chance to move ahead of a logjam atop the Big Ten standings. The Nittany Lions will now head to 13th-ranked Ohio State for a pivotal weekend series.
Despite losing out on a chance to be atop the college wrestling world by falling to Iowa 19-17 on Friday, the number 2 ranked Nittany Lions returned to Rec Hall and got back to their winning ways with a resounding 40-3 victory against Maryland on Sunday. Winning all but one bout, Penn State easily took care of business against a Maryland team that entered with only 2 wins on the season. Seniors Vincenzo Joseph and Mark Hall picked up big victories in the 165 and 174 weight classes, respectively, to give the Nittany Lions a commanding 29-3 lead from which they wouldn't look back. Penn State moves to 8-2 overall and 5-1 in Big Ten play with the win, good for second place in one of the toughest wrestling conferences in the nation.
Penn State men's basketball remains red hot in conference play after taking down Indiana at home and Nebraska on the road this past week. The then 24th-ranked Nittany Lions continued their strong defensive play against Indiana on Wednesday. Both teams couldn't hit water in the ocean, with the first half score only being 28 apiece. The Nittany Lions finally got into an offensive rhythm, taking a commanding lead midway through the second half. Despite shooting 7 of 21 from the field and 3 of 8 from the line, Lamar Stevens paced the team with a game-high 17 points as the Nittany Lions went on to win 64-49. On Saturday night, the Nittany Lions traveled to Pinnacle Bank Arena and took care of a struggling Nebraska squad. Penn State shot better this game, drilling 50% of its threes in the first half to take a 38-33 lead. Once again, the Nittany Lions opened things up in the second half. Lamar Stevens, Mike Watkins, Miles Shred, and Myrion Jones all reached double figures as Penn State rolled to a 76-64 win. The Nittany Lions are now 16-5 overall and have moved up to the number 22 rank in the latest AP Top 25 poll. Penn State will travel to East Lansing on Tuesday to take on 16th-ranked Michigan State before heading home to play Minnesota on Saturday.
The men's lacrosse team kicked off its season with a resounding 16-9 victory over the Lafayette Leopards on Saturday at Panzer Stadium. Finishing with 15 ground balls on the day, Gerard Arsari became the program's all-time leader with 450. The second-ranked Nittany Lions, which had the top-ranked offense in the country last year, were led by Grant Ament's 10 points and Mac O'Keefe's 6 goals. Penn State is now 6-0 all-time at Panzer Stadium, which opened halfway through last season. So, Chris, now I'll turn to you. What are you looking forward to this week in sports?
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm really looking to the Ohio State-Penn State hockey series out in Columbus. Penn State has really struggled on just in conference play lately, and they really need to get back going with a couple big wins to get back to first place.
Certainly need to there. This team has been reeling as of recently, but I'll take things to the hardwood. Nittany Lions have a big one Tuesday against Michigan State, but I'll look ahead to Saturday. Minnesota Golden Gophers come back into town. Perhaps Nittany Lions can get revenge because that Minnesota team, that's the last group that the Nittany Lions have lost to this season. Well, that's all the time we have this week for this week's edition of Penn State Sports Update. For Chris Lemmo, I'm Andrew Destin, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching our latest edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.